1 2 1 2 in the place to be. What's up, y'all? How y'all doing out there? I am Frank Red, and this is another edition of In the Dungeon Show. Hopefully things are good. I'm having some challenges with my interface, but we're going to try to work through it. I'm looking at my screen, and it's a little cloudy. I'm not quite sure why. I don't necessarily know how to fix it right now, but work with me. And hopefully things are going to get better. All right. Let me know how I'm doing out there. With that said, like I said, this is In the Dungeon Show. I'm going to be with you for the next hour plus, and we'll see how we do. But there's a lot to talk about in the world of sports and in society as well. There are some real serious intersections between what we are dealing with in the world of sports and in our society. And where are those intersections? Those intersections are, as early as yesterday, I was listening to Dawn Staley, the Hall of Fame. She's not in the Hall of Fame, she will be. Coach of the South Carolina Gamecocks. And she was talking about some of her former players playing overseas and how they were working adamantly to try to bring those young ladies home. And, you know, I mentioned Dawn Staley because I heard her, but I think that those sentiments probably speak to so many families and organizations in the United States, and possibly in other countries as well, because things are crazy right now. I don't run from any conversations, so if someone asks me a question, then I'm more than willing to give you an answer. But I recognize how sports can be a diversion to all of us, and to take an hour or so out of our normal days to talk about sports, it's kind of a cool thing. So I'm looking forward to doing that as well. But if you have some comments and some questions about whatever, feel free to speak your piece in the chat, all right? But there's a lot of stuff to talk about. There's no doubt about that. First and foremost, the Golden State Warriors are in a real tricky position. Over the past couple of weeks, I've come on air and I've talked about soft tanking. Now, Joe Lacob, the owner of the Golden State Warriors, highly accomplished person, has always said that that's not the Warriors' way, or something that they were not going to do. But our eyes, and maybe your eyes, might communicate a different message. Stephen Curry is not coming back anytime soon because he's not 100%. And what are the Warriors actually playing for? Now, they're not going to be Utah or some of these other teams that really don't even give a crap. They're going to do their best with what they have. And that's a professional organization. But what we see when we watch this team is not a mirage. This is serious. This team is devoid of talent, particularly when you take Stephen Curry off the court. Now, do they have some pieces that they can possibly look forward to next year? Absolutely. But when you juxtapose barely making the play-in, getting stomped in the first round, maybe re-injuring Stephen Curry, or giving him the time that he needs to really heal to come back better than ever next year with presumably a better team. There's a lot of ifs there. This Kristaps Porzingis thing is getting really ugly real fast. Steve Kerr came out and said it was, I think he used the word stupid or dumb to speak on radio about Kristaps' status. Well, not if you think the guy's going to play. It wasn't stupid or inappropriate. But if it's a Ouija board and you don't know if he's going to play, and then you realize he's not even close, then that's a problem. Oh, by the way, you traded him for somebody in Jonathan Kaminga, who you almost convinced the public couldn't play. Thank God for the veterans. And I've been saying this for the past couple of weeks since he's been traded, leading up to the trade. And I've been talking for the past couple of years. And some of my best friends, people who I respect, have been on the other side of the fence. Can Kaminga play? Is he a bust? This and that. And let me say this. He doesn't need me to promote his show. He has one of the best warrior-oriented podcast content creations probably in the country, independently. But give Cy some credit. Cyrus Saxes. Cy has been 100% on the Kaminga train from the start. And no, three games in Atlanta does not make a career. That's not the point. Nobody can really, beyond a shadow of a doubt, speak to how Jonathan Kaminga is going to perform moving forward. Nobody knows. What we do know is he can play. What we do know is he could play on the Warriors if he got in the game. We do know that. That doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. The way that this young man was treated was not right. And I have the utmost respect for Steve Kerr. I was doing my research today and I said to myself, okay, so we look at the pantheon of professional coaches. Phil Jackson, Red Auerbach, take your pick. You got Popovich. You got Pat Riley, who has 5 championships. You got Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr's one of the greatest coaches of all time. And yet, this episode with Kaminga is going to leave a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths. Because it could have went really, really bad. And I keep going back to those veterans, the Draymond Greens of the world, the Jimmy Butlers, and I give Stephen credit as well, because Stephen is not real boisterous. He's not real loud with his impact, but that dude is very impactful within that organization. And I know that they held that young man accountable. And they let him know, listen, you're not going to screw your career up. You know, you're not going to do that. There's so many players who have dealt with adversity in the wrong way, got blackballed in the NBA, and literally were out of the league in 2 years, losing hundreds of millions of dollars. 10 years from now, when Kaminga is 33, 34 years old, if he has a successful reign in the NBA moving forward, he's going to really thank those guys, even before that. I even think that a guy like James Wiseman, had he had the level of support that even Kaminga had, I think this kid would still be in the league now. And although I've never played in the NBA, I played at a high level. And I played in an environment where coaches, you know, don't always live up to the expectations that they set for themselves. And yet, because of a multitude of things, a lot of the this didn't work stuff falls on the player. And that's not right. That's not right. So this could have a good ending for Jonathan Kaminga. And I root for the Warriors. The Warriors are one of my strongest teams I root for. I'm a New York Knicks fan, but I would love to see the Warriors be successful. I wish Kaminga was still on the team. I really do. And based on what they got back, based on what we see now, if If I had hair, I would be pulling it out. As a Warrior fan, that's your number one team. I would love to hear your comments about that because this is crazy. You think the league is not laughing right now? Did you see those dunks of Kaminga tonight? Even if he's not like averaging 20, dude is putting butts in the seat. For the first time yesterday, I'm watching the Warriors, and they play real hard. They're very professional, and there are some good stories out there. We're going to talk about Guy Santos because I've been talking about that. If this guy would get a contract or not. I'm happy he got paid. But I saw some empty seats yesterday. I did. And if Stephen doesn't come back, guess what? We're going to probably see some more. I got a lot to talk about, but people are lighting the board up. And I don't like to keep you waiting. I love to talk to folks. So I'm going to get your comments in there. And thank you for working with me with my screen issues, if I have any. It is a pleasure and honor. Always start my show off with the great Vicky. How you doing, Vicky? She says, hi, Frank. How are you? Do you think that the Warriors are done? They are not winning a championship. As a player, I always leave out a lot of hope. I trust medical staff. I believe in Stephen Curry when he's 100%. If you got Jimmy Butler, you got Stephen, you got Draymond. If they fall out of the playoffs and they get a top 14 pick with the talent in this year's draft, they bring back DeAnthony Milton. You got Guy. Kristaps has a miracle and becomes healthy. You know, this team can be competitive next year. There's a lot of ifs. There's a lot of things that can go wrong. But am I willing to just throw them, to the scraps because they have a down period now? No, I'm not. Because organizations generally from top to bottom show themselves. The one question is, will Steve Kerr come back? That's a big question. If Steve Kerr doesn't come back, I don't think so. I don't think you can find a new guy who's going to be able to come in and coach these guys the way that Kerr can. Kerr screwed up with the Kaminga deal. That's where he screwed up. But as a coach, he's a brilliant coach. My man Keys, how you doing? What's up, Frank? I want to start off by saying thank you for doing this show and sharing your great knowledge on sports, art, and life. I appreciate your honesty and insights. Wow. Well, that validates to me why I do the show and why I take it so seriously. And thank you for your comments. And I'm going to tell you this right now. I've always felt this way. Even when I was on a commercial station and I was number one for over 10 years. You ask anybody, they'll tell you that on Sunday nights. I always felt that everybody that I talked to over a period of time, I felt like I knew them. Like we literally had a personal relationship. And I feel that way about you. I feel that way about everybody. Because there's nothing fake about me. I am truly authentic. And I'm never going to change. I've never gotten rich doing radio, although it was nice. I was making some decent money to complement what I was making, but I don't do things for money. I do not do things for money, and I'm very comfortable with that, and I think that keeps me where I need to be. So thank you for your comments, and the fact that anybody would take an hour, 90 minutes, whatever it is, out of your time to listen to my show, a show that I'm hosting, I hold you in the highest esteem. So thank you. Appreciate you. Vicky says, hi, Frank. How are you doing? I'd rather talk about sports. The world is tough to talk about. Do you think that the Warriors are done? Steph is looking at another 10 to 20 days. Okay, so again, Vicky, let me tell you how this works. This is Frank Red giving you some inside dope. Are the Warriors flat out lying to the listeners? No, they're not. No. Stephen is not 100%. And if he was 90% and the Warriors were working for the 6th seed, he'd probably play. because that's how he is. But the Warriors are like, listen, we have a $60 million investment in Stephen Curry under contract. Do we want to jeopardize that investment? No, they don't want to do that. Also, the Warriors think that their talent evaluators are as good or better than anybody else in the NBA. This year's draft, we don't know how these guys will turn out, but we know from a talent perspective, this is the greatest draft in the history of the NBA. This is not hyperbole. This is somebody who actually watches the draft, watches college basketball. When I was 11 years old, I told you this before. When I was 11 years old, there wasn't a lot of European players at that point. All the players generally came from the United States. I could tell you where every NBA draft pick went to college. Everyone. When I was 11. That's impressive. Know why it was impressive? Because there used to be 7 rounds in the NBA. That's how much I'm into this stuff. Could I do that now? No, I can't do it now. I'm too busy. And there are players coming from everywhere. But I'm trying to punctuate how important this draft is. Everybody gets a mulligan this year. That's how deep this draft is. All right, Louis Garza, how you doing? Welcome to the program, and thank you. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Hi, Frank. What do you think about Steve Kerr's head coach? Some people say he's not doing such a good job. What do you think? I think this has been a rough year for Kerr, and not in all aspects. As a coach, and I'm a coach, and to be perfectly honest, I'm having a pretty challenging year myself, coaching my girls' team, and I'll tell you why. But this is where Kerr has had a tough year. Kerr allowed things, I believe, to get personal with him and Jonathan Kaminga. Can't do that. Can't do it. You're the champion. You're the head coach. You got to find a way to make it work. And when you make a decision, everybody is looking. Now, everybody's going to fall in line. Everybody's going to support you because the Warriors are a class organization. Joe Lacob did something that I was like, whoa, he did that? Joe Lacob came down and softly co-signed trading Kaminga. Now, he framed it around Kaminga wasn't healthy, but he kind of co-signed, well, we knew we had to trade him. Really, Joe? I respect the hell out of Joe Lacob, but I didn't think that was Joe Lacob 100%. I thought that was Joe Lacob protecting his coach. The players are professional now. Also, Kerr does something smart. Kerr always has like 3 or 4 guys who are literally hanging by a thread to be in the league. So they're going to be obedient. They're going to trust him to the umpteenth because he's given them the opportunity of a lifetime. Guy Santos. You think Guy Santos gets a 3-year, $15 million deal if Kerr doesn't co-sign that? No. You think that the possibility of Brandon Podzinski getting a second contract is not hanging in the balance in some form of fashion with Kerr? Come on, man. So, while strategically, when I watch how Kerr coaches the team, I think he's doing a well above average job coaching players that have clear ceilings. But they play hard, they're professional, they win games they're not supposed to win. It's all good. And they've had devastating injuries. And Kerr probably said, we had Jimmy Butler and Stephen, we beat this and that. And I think people would say, yeah, you win more games, but how good would you be? Jonathan Kaminga was that guy. Jonathan Kaminga was the guy. He was the guy who had talent that the Warriors generally don't get. I listen to commercial radio more now because I'm friendly with Guru and Steiny's my friend. So I want those guys to win. And sometimes I'll bleed over and listen to other folks. And the organizations always have the media wrapped around them. You realize that. But this is clear as day. Even if Kaminga doesn't just blow the whole, well, I don't want to use that analogy. Even if Kaminga doesn't live up to his best self in Atlanta, he clearly has talent. Can you imagine being an 8-year-old kid going to a Warrior game and Stephen Curry doesn't play, but you see this 6'8" superhuman doing Dominique Wilkins type dunks? You're talking about the event of a lifetime. When I was a kid, Dr. J, Julius Irving, used to come back to our hometown in the summer after playing for the Philadelphia 76ers, and he used to do dunk contests for us at the local high school. He had a Winnebago. He used to bring his kids. He had an afro and a headband, knee pads, and he would do these incredible dunks for seemingly 30 minutes for us. That's Kaminga to an 8-year-old kid. The Warriors don't have that now. I'm not a bleeding heart Warrior fan who's trying to figure this stuff out. I'm just watching aesthetically. I know basketball. I know how the business works. That's a real problem. So I think Kerr's a great coach, by the way. I think this has not been one of his best years. And I think him not having a contract is kind of who doesn't want to, have the owner say, hey, guess what? We want you around for a couple more years. We don't know what's going to happen. Here's an extension. That hasn't happened. My man, TG, how you doing? Cyrus has nothing on you, Frank. He is clickbait material that promotes hating Steve Kerr, and you bring an intelligent perspective. Yeah, I didn't say that we were alike. I didn't say that. What I said is, he brings a lot of passion. He brings a lot of knowledge. He works his ass off. And I wouldn't define his show by his rants or his comments around Steve Kerr. There's so much more there besides Steve Kerr. So, we all have our likes and our dislikes. Cy and I are actually friends. I like Cy. Because I know how hard he works. And I know how difficult this business is to gain traction. This guy got thousands of listeners. And clickbait will only get you so far. You won't be able to sustain that. I can't even get 1,000 subscribers. I got 300 or something. Now, granted, I don't care that much. I would like to have 1,000, but I don't really promote my show at all. That's fine. So, I'm only really concerned about the people who check this show out. But would I like to have more listeners? Yeah, I would. So, my point is, Cy's doing a hell of a job, man. And he's not everybody's taste, but I think the show is very successful. No one can say it's not. Lewis, do you think the Warriors are done for this year? They're almost built into the play-in, right? The 6th seed is probably not going to happen. Do I think they could fall out of the play-in? Yeah, they could. And do I think that would be the worst thing in the world for the Warriors? I don't, because that would improve their draft position. Maybe they get lucky and get in the top 10. I'm just so adamant about how important it is for them to get a real player on the cheap, because they are devoid of talent. Listen, look at their team. Jimmy Butler's not coming back at the start of next year. I don't think he is. So This team needs an injection of talent. And they're not going to be able to do it because of the salary cap. They got high-priced players. Although Porzingis' contract goes off the books, but you want to trade Kaminga, a budding star in the league, for a player like Kristaps Porzingis, and then let him walk out the door? Mike Dunleavy Jr., good luck. Vicky says, yeah, you look shadowy. The thing about JK is he got hurt a lot. He never played more than 8 games in a row. I hope JK does well. Yeah, I do look shadowy, Vicky, and I apologize for that. I didn't test the system out. I should have done a better job testing it out, and I didn't do that in my settings. Thank you for sticking with me, and I'll make sure I do it the next time. Cool says, Kaminga had 3 good games against 2 tanking teams. Can we wait a month to evaluate his play with the Hawks? All right, so let me restate my point. Nobody's piling on the Warriors for trading Jonathan Kaminga. Nobody is evaluating Jonathan Kaminga after 3 games. What did I say? He can play. That's all I said. It doesn't take me 15 games to look at a player and go, oh, that guy's an NBA player. Would you agree with that? Do you think Jonathan Kaminga can't run up and down the court for the Warriors to do what some of these other guys are doing? Really? Come on, man. Come on now. Come on. Nobody is trying to, take some egg and throw it on. No, I'm not trying to do that. I want the Warriors to be successful. But I know talent when I see it. Jonathan Kaminga is a talented guy. If Jonathan Kaminga learns anything from his vets, he's going to go to Atlanta and listen to Quinn Snyder, who's an excellent coach. He already knows the general manager, who was part of the reason why he got traded there, who's a former Warrior executive. So it's all good for Jonathan Kaminga right now. He's a talented brother. You know that too. I know you do. Mr. Goat, how you doing? Says, absolutely embarrassing game by the Warriors tonight at home against the Lakers. Actually, it was last night. And why was it embarrassing? You got to support your thesis. I thought that they got thoroughly outplayed by a more talented team, but I didn't see him lying down. I didn't. I saw a team that doesn't have a whole lot of talent, and when they play against teams that are more talented, who don't take them lightly, they get beat, and they get beat, and they get beat badly. Thank God Kristaps Porzingis off the Warriors team this summer. Well, can he get on the team first? I mean, we actually have never seen him in a game, so I'm not going to count him being on the team because his name is on the roster. I want to see the guy on the court. Key says, Kaminga is playing like we all thought he could except Kerr. I don't get it. All right. Some sanity. Thank you. There you go. Lewis, I like the way Moody is playing right now. How do you see it? I'm a big fan of Moses Moody. I thought Moses Moody could have done what he's doing now in year 5 and year 3. Moody came in as a 19-year-old wide-eyed kid from Arkansas, and all he was exemplary in his professionalism. And when he didn't play, his confidence wavered. And the one thing that he can do, which is shoot. Now, his decision-making has gotten better. He's become a better defensive player. And he's learned a hell of a lot from Steve Kerr and all of the coaches. I mean, there's no doubt Moses Moody has improved since he was drafted. But it should not have taken 5 years. To me, the rope that Brandon Podzinski got, Moses Moody didn't get that rope. He did not get that. Now, You can talk about scheme. You can talk about objectives of an organization. All of those variables may have played a role in why Moody didn't play. With that said, you got to manage all that stuff. You got to manage it. Now, I'm going to give Kerr credit for this. If it's not for Kerr, if Kerr is not co-signing it, Moody does not get a 3-year, $39 million contract. I'll give Kerr some credit for that. You have to. Because he did not have the stats at that time to, slam the gauntlet down and say, yo, I need an extension at this particular number. So I give his agent, Clutch, Rich Paul, a lot of credit. But I got to give the Warriors organization, Joe Lakers writing the check, and it's proved out to be a win-win for everybody. So I just think Moody could have done what he's doing now during his 3rd year, but he never really got the long rope that I think he needed. Big fan of Moody's. Class act. I actually made a comment on one of his tweets or something, and his mom actually liked one of my tweets about her son. Highlight. Because he's such a class act. You don't get that by yourself. Great parent. All right, Dylan Moreno. Can I get a call out in Walnut Creek? No, I'm kidding. What's up, Frank? Watching from Hawaii. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? Do you have a virgin pina colada in your hand? That would make me very happy. I got a quick... I don't know which island are you on? Tell me which island you're on. Because I've been to Hawaii 5 or 6 times. I've lived a great life, right? I'm living a great life. I've been to Hawaii 5 or 6 times. But when I played ball at Fordham for the Hall of Fame coach, Tom Penders, right? First of all, and Tom Penders resurrected the University of Texas program. Nobody was winning at Texas before Tom Penders got there. He won at Rhode Island. He won at Fordham. He won at Columbia. He won at Tufts. He won at Houston. He won at George Washington. Penders is a great coach. No doubt about that. But Coach Penders used to love hot weather. So any major tournament that wanted like some average teams to play against the winning teams, Fordham would always go. They don't do that anymore. Fordham doesn't play a tough schedule like they used to. Although I got to give the coach some credit. They're 16-12. But when I played at Fordham, we played a top-notch schedule every year. I've been to Maui. I've been to Oahu. So I love Hawaii. The fact that you're listening to my show in Hawaii, it's unbelievable. Thank you. I appreciate you. I can't wait to get back. And when I was a salesman, I used to be a salesman. Hawaii was part of my territory. I would go over there once a year or so also. So I love it. I love it over there. All right, Cuz says the Warriors traded for Porzingis, $30 million expiring contract, not Porzingis the player. I don't believe that. You believe that? I don't believe that. They could have got a $30 million player from some other teams. Trust me. They could have done that. And again, you think everybody in the organization doesn't believe that Kaminga could play? Come on now. Come on. This thing got a little too personal. It did. And a lot of lessons will be learned from this Jonathan Kaminga deal. A lot of lessons. Also, the fact that the Warriors have been so successful over the past decade, teams did not really want to get snookered by the Warriors. Do you think that there isn't some shark bites still spewing blood from the D'Angelo Russell for Andrew Wiggins deal, and they got a first round pick. Are you kidding me? That was Bob Myers' bell ringer. Think about this. The Warriors traded D'Angelo Russell to the Minnesota Timberwolves for Andrew Wiggins, and they got a first round pick. I mean, I know it was during the pandemic. Maybe someone was, I don't know. I'm not going to wish that on anybody from Minnesota, but do you think teams around the NBA are afraid that that would happen? Do you think a team like the Brooklyn Nets now wouldn't mind having a Jonathan Kaminga on their team? I'm a big Scott Perry fan, the general manager up in Sacramento. And Scott Perry, I mean, this dude knows talent. He's a talent evaluator, aficionado. And he was like, okay, we'll wait. We're not going to get snookered by the Warriors. If you really want to get rid of Kaminga that bad, we'll take him. Yeah, we'll take him. Here's Monk. Keegan, no, Keegan's going to be with us. There's a lot of teams out there now that are looking at this saying, yeah, we just didn't want to. Chicago would have been perfect for Kaminga. He wound up going to a pretty good spot in Atlanta. I don't think they traded Kaminga to get a $30 million expiring contract. They wanted to get a player. They need Kristaps Porzingis to actually be good. He's only like 30 years old, 30, 31. Kerr came out and said he's going to play, and he's not playing. He's not going to say that unless he thought he was playing. It's a bad look right now. All right, Jimmy Robinson, how you doing? Real tough. Hi, Frank. What's your thoughts on MJ's success in NASCAR this year? I actually did a little research, and I wrote that down in my notes, and I am ecstatic that Tyler Higgins, right? Hold on. I want to get it right because I wrote it down. Tyler Reddick has won his third NASCAR race in a row. He drives a Toyota that's backed by Michael Jordan, and I can't think of the NASCAR driver who rides for another team. But I think it's outstanding, man. And I'm happy for Mike because maybe he knew more than we knew, and he knew it was time for him to let somebody else do this NBA thing. Is there some luck involved? Of course it is. But I'm happy that the greatest player in the history of the NBA, in my opinion, is getting some shine. You know, it's being viewed as, you know, like a real integral piece in that arena. Even Mike deciding to take NASCAR to court, you know, to get a more equitable share of the pot, I think was a big step for Michael Jordan. Because think about this. No one else is going to take that family to court. Michael Jordan was like, I'm a freaking billionaire. This needs to get better. And we don't know what the total outcome was, but we know it's better now. So I think it's outstanding. Mike is a real race car fan, growing up in North Carolina. I actually might watch a race now. I think it's outstanding. What are your thoughts on it? Fire everybody. What do you like coming out of the East? Who do you like coming out of the East? If you had to pick a team today. Well, remember, I'm a Knicks fan, and I've said for a long period of time that when everybody was talking about Giannis being traded, there were two teams, the Knicks and the Warriors, right? And at the end of the day, Milwaukee said, we ain't trading this guy. And the Knicks were like, we good. Why? Because the Knicks have the personnel to win. They got internal issues. They have accountability issues. The Knicks are the only team that has, two starting centers. Two. So, talent-wise, I think the Knicks have as good a chance as anybody to come out of the East. Now, you might look at Detroit and say, well, Detroit is number one. Yeah, they are. And they play a tougher brand of basketball. But I'm like, yo, let it all hang out, Knicks. Don't be afraid. Do you think the Patrick Ewing, the Charles Oakleys, the John Starks, the Greg Anthonys, you think those guys would be afraid to go up against Detroit? No. Or Chicago? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Knicks haven't won since '73. So, today's win against San Antonio was impressive. I got to see more, man. There's no reason why they can't win the Eastern Conference title. And it's not all on Mike Brown. Mike Brown's a coach. These are grown men, professionals, who played enough basketball to know it's not about talent. It's about toughness and accountability. That's what it's about. Go do it. Mr. GOAT, Kristaps Porzingis, is a joke of a player in the NBA. He barely even plays a full season, always misses a lot of games. All right, that's your stick. Your stick is, I need to be negative. I'm not negative. I'm hoping that this guy comes back and plays very well for the Warriors and has a career and has a good run. He was drafted by the Knicks. This dude is not a bum of a player. This guy's very talented. And something weird is happening here. And I hope he gets figured out. Because he's not a bum. This guy, and bum in the context that he can't play. No, this guy can play. Is he injured? Is he trying to craft a couple more years because he's really hurt? Or is there something else that's going on that we don't know about? I don't know. I'm hoping for the best. What's up, Dylan? If they knew Steph's injury was this serious, why would they trade away Kaminga? Would have been the perfect to get his improve himself in what's seeming to be a nothing year for the Warriors. That's a great point. That's a great point. And I would say this to you. Although I've never been married, I gotta think for people who have been married and are no longer married to the person who they ultimately divorced, you get to a point where it gets so personal that a level of trust is gone. And it's either the coach or it's the player. And I think the Warriors got there with Kaminga, and that's what's so frustrating and damning about this situation. Think about this. We've seen Jonathan Kaminga smile more in Atlanta as a member of the Hawks than we saw him smile in the past 3 years. Being interviewed by Big Tigger, right? I'm sure he's learned about the legendary lemon pepper wings and all of the other accoutrements that Atlanta has to offer. So, no, I'm being serious. But I think the level of trust in the relationship got so tattered, he had to go. Patrick Sheehan. Hey, Patrick, how you doing? Good to talk to you. You think if Draymond wasn't on the words anymore, JK would still be there? No, I don't think so. I think Draymond was an asset for Kaminga. I do. Now, I kind of understand what you're saying. I mean, meaning that would open up a gateway for Kaminga. I think the relationship between Kerr and Kaminga would still be a problem. Kaminga doesn't trust him, and he doesn't trust Kerr. And how would I draw that conclusion? Based on 8 or 9 DNPs? That's how I would do it. The interaction is always, it was always frosty. So I don't think Draymond really had anything to do with it. I think Kaminga wanted out. Remember, even when Jimmy Butler came out, and there were reports that Kaminga was still Kaminga still wants to go. There was no reprieve. He wanted out. Mr. Goat, nope. I think the Warriors are losing games on purpose. They're not even playing good defense. When they played the Lakers, they lost badly. Okay, but why would it start with the Lakers? Why would they beat the Denver Nuggets less than 7 days ago then? I mean, the Lakers are a talented team. The Lakers' problem, again, is internal. They don't try hard. That's why the Laker veterans are like, we need to get some of these cats out of here. Including, that's why like James Worthy, Coop, and I think it was Byron Scott. It's like, this needs to be LeBron's last year. Now, it's easy to make those statements when you are sitting behind a console with a nice sport jacket on. This is not the 1980s. I think the Lakers have handled the LeBron James decoupling horribly wrong. LeBron James is still a hell of a player. Can you imagine now? There's something to think about. You think the Warriors are not interested in LeBron James? If they could, if Kristaps' contract expires and they have room to sign a LeBron, you think they wouldn't want to sign LeBron? LeBron is still a top 50 player in this league. He'd probably say he's a top 30, 40 player. So I can say nothing negative about LeBron as a player. I can't. This dude is 40. He's 41. You see these dunks he's doing? And as much as LeBron and Mrs. James wants his daughter to just be a soccer player, do you see her dribbling skills? Her form, her natural shooting form? You might have a future WNBA All-Star. Unbelievable. Maybe the Warriors should play more physical and stop missing layups and playing lazy on defense. The defense was bad. And I think that you're going to see a major difference in effort when they take on. They play the Clippers some more. That was not a good look. I think you're going to see a difference. It doesn't matter who's wearing the uniform. You have to play hard. I totally agree with you. But talent matters also. Lewis says, Frank, do you think Kerr has a problem with young talent because he doesn't seem to develop them very well? I think he has a problem with young talent that are not fundamentally sound to the extent that he expects them to be. Because I think, Moody played for Eric Musselman at Arkansas. Musselman is a brilliant basketball mind, former NBA coach for the Warriors and the Sacramento Kings. So this is not some slouch of a coach. This guy does a hell of a job. I mean, think about how many players Musselman has in the NBA that are playing well, right? Anthony Black, Jalen Williams, Moody. I mean, you know what I'm saying? So I think as a coach, you have to continuously adjust your system. Even when you've had tremendous success, like the Warriors have, I think you have to adjust your system, to complement the talent that your players have. And he did that a little bit with I can't think of his name now. The shooter from Oklahoma that always clowns around with Jimmy Butler. This is crazy. I can't think of his name. You know what I'm talking about. So I don't think he did that with Moody. I think he doesn't like young players who, well, like is a big word. I think that he is somewhat challenged to coach young guys who are resistant to the level of coaching that he feels that they should be ready for. I do believe that. Otherwise, I think they play. Now, a guy like Pods has had really good coaching. He didn't play a lot for Underwood at Illinois, but Herb Sendek is an excellent coach at Santa Clara, fundamentally sound. Pods knows how to play basketball, and he was a hit with Steve Kerr right away because he knew how to do the stuff that Kerr wanted him to do. The Wiseman thing still bothers me. Still. No one can tell me any different. I think if I was coaching big men in the NBA, I don't have to be the number one guy. I can get my feet wet, but I know enough about post play that I can help players develop. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about it. He's a very physical player, good footwork. I mean, some of the stuff I see, it bothers me. It really infuriates me. So coaching matters. I'll give you a couple examples. The Warriors got to the point where they knew that they either had to offer Trace Jackson Davis a contract or they had to trade him. And they traded him because they didn't believe that his development had advanced far enough. But that's part of them. They got to take some accountability for that. Even if Trace Jackson Davis doesn't make it in Toronto, it doesn't mean that he's not a good player. I think that guy has talent. Quentin Post, who I've never really been a fan of, but I've never been a hater of either. But I said, listen to the show, I've said it a gazillion times, dude, you're not going to make it in the NBA as a three-point shooter. Why? Because the game of basketball is so much more than that. It's all the other things. And the Warriors gave him a lot of rope, a lot of time, but I'm not quite sure that they probably feel that they have coached him up to the point that he just was not receptive to what he needed to become receptive to. Boxing out physically, not complaining to the referees, getting the tough loose balls, running the lane, engaging, all of those things. But I don't know about that. I think coaching matters. And why do I feel that way? Look at Kada, Ninius Kada, the starting center for the Boston Celtics. Say this with me. The Sacramento Kings cut him. You know how dysfunctional organization you have to be to have a guy who's starting for a potential NBA title winner and you cut him? Don't believe that every organization does a hell of a job developing players. I've also heard comments where people say, well, it's not the organization to develop a player's talent. That is a bunch of bull. Don't believe that. Just because they got 19 trainers, there's no responsibility for the organization to develop players? What are we doing? Disagree with that. Hello, Vicky. Jimmy can't start rehab until September. He won't be able to play until maybe February 2027. I trust you. I'm not a doctor. I don't know. Sometimes players respond earlier than the schedule says they will. But I mean, at his age, it makes no sense for him to come back unless he's as close to 100% that he's going to get to. Would you rather be the Sacramento Kings or the Warriors? Definitely the Warriors, because from top to bottom, I think the Warriors have a really good organization. Sacramento, I think they're trying to piece it together. It's going to take some time. When I look at the Sacramento Kings organization, the only thing that I see that I go, I like that, is Scott Perry. That's it. I'm not confident that the owner won't at some point get upset and play general manager again. Doug Christie, I've never really been totally on board with Doug Christie because he simply has not had the experience. You need experience, so he's learning on the job. And then when I hear Doug Christie in his interviews and people ask him questions, it's not about like your tone or your speech pattern, if you speak clearly. We can get through all of that. It's the essence of what you're saying. I've never really heard something from Doug Christie. I say, okay, yeah, I understand that. His rotations, guys go missing for like months and then they come back, and I don't know. I like Mike Bibby as a coach. I do. Mr. Goat says, what the heck's going on? We've covered that. Key says, should the Warriors tank? I think we have to. No hope this year. And with Wiseman and Kuzman, and Kaminga picks being wasted, we have no future unless we get lucky in the draft. Steph is injured always. That's the conversation that they're having every day within that organization, Keith. And because they have a foundation of winners in the building, it's really delicate, because they did what most organizations can't do. They literally built the organization from the bottom. Now, they don't like to talk about this, but there was some luck involved, right? The Don Nelson regime drafted Stephen Curry. When Joe Laker bought the team, he bought Stephen Curry. And it's a fact. Did they enhance Stephen's ascension? Yes. Yes, they did. Did Kerr's system help elevate Stephen? Yeah, it did. Was Stephen Curry going to be an outstanding player? Yeah, he was. We saw that early. And you guys know, as I talked about it, I know Mark Jackson. I played ball with Mark Jackson. I played against Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson is a brilliant basketball mind. Let's keep it there. And guess what? That's one of the reasons why he has not been rehired. Because everybody knows if Mark Jackson coaches an NBA team, they're going to be better immediately. Players love him. That's just life. It's politic ditto. Raekwon, politic ditto, in the staircase. Yeah. I'm up on my game. I would love to see the Warriors get a good draft pick. If the Warriors don't make the playoffs, it wouldn't bother me one bit. Would not bother me. Dylan, is it safe to say Kerr has checked out this year? These lineups and rotations are listless. and lifeless. There are like 5 players on this roster that have NBA talent, and 2 of them are hurt. Oh my God. Come on, man. It's supposed to be a feel-good story. What about Guy Santos? Don't you love Guy? Don't you love Guy? He's going to go back to Brazil and, build some mansions for his family and all the people. I mean, come on. In all seriousness, talk about a great story. I mean, that's what you wish would happen to everybody who travels Guy's journey. The Warriors are devoid of talent. They are. I've said it, but they're not devoid of professionalism. They're not devoid of competing in spite of getting blown by the Lakers. Draymond, I mean, you guys saw the video of Draymond Green showing his frustration when Stephen Curry was standing there and Steph was like quietly nodding his head. I'm never going to make jokes about a team that Draymond Green is on. You can talk about him not playing well or this and all that other stuff. And I mean, there's a bunch of guys. Come on now. Pat Spencer, best lacrosse player of all time. That dude got a lot of heart. Hodge, does he have an inflated perception of his game? Yes, he does. Does he compete like a mother? Yes, he does. Give him credit. DeAnthony Milton, when he came back from, come on now. Al Horford, Moody, Guy Santos. No, they got professionals on that team. Let's not joke around with that. They're devoid of talent. And when they play teams that are more talented, sometimes you have outcomes like we saw yesterday. The Lakers should feel worse because they play up to their ability, once every game? Once every 3 games? Now, I've been saving this. I'm going to say this. I'm going to put this out there. After watching the Lakers and the Warriors and watching the Lakers over a period of time, I wanted to ask you this question. Would you trade Luka for Jason Tatum straight up? If I'm the Lakers, I would do it. I would do it. If I'm the Lakers, I would do it. Boston, I don't think Boston would not do it. But if I'm the Lakers, I would do it. And this is kind of a change in like the national perception. The national media falls in love with certain players. They love Luka. Luka can do no. I remember watching the NBA bubble, and they were saying, well, in the next year or so, Luka's going to win MVP. I'm like, no, he's not. He's not ready for that. How you going to win MVP when you're not a two-way player? Now, is Luka a great talent? Absolutely, he's a great talent. But what is his impact on winning? He's gone to a finals, and he didn't drag Dallas to the finals. He had a guy named Kyrie Irving playing right with him. He's a very talented guy. But in the NBA, tell me when a player that is so devoid of defense has been anointed as like one of those dudes. I could be wrong. I can't think of anybody. Tell me. Jason Tatum is a guy who I think could galvanize his teammates and in ways that I don't know if Luka can. I don't know. So I'm just asking a question. Would you trade Luka for a healthy Jason Tatum straight up? I don't think Boston would do it. But if I'm the Lakers and I'm thinking about writing a gazillion-dollar extension in a year or two, oh, by the way, Draymond Green said it, and I'm going to say it again. Nobody's come out and apologized to Nico Harrison. You know, they tried to make Nico Harrison out to be the village idiot, right? And I, from the start, was like, he got the word to trade him. He didn't just arbitrarily do that on his own. Dallas was going to be on the hook for $350 million, the supermax. They didn't want to pay him. Now, we'll never know. But Dallas did get Cooper Flagg. If you ask me who would I want to have on my team, Luka or Cooper Flagg, just keeping it basketball. It got nothing to do with anything else. I'd rather have Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg is going to be an all-defensive forward. And he's going to be an all-star. He's going to average, he might average 25. You know, he's not a natural scorer, but he's going to average in the 20s, and he's going to be one of the best defensive forwards in the league. And he's a galvanizer. You know, he's a galvanizer. Mr. GOAT, Pods is so garbage at basketball. I don't even know why he's still in the NBA. Okay, so I root for Pods because he's such an underdog. But, you know, I love guys like that. Love them. And, you know, the more Pods just goes out, keeps his head down and plays basketball, the more I root for him to get to that second contract. That's all I want him to do. Get to that second contract. Get your money, bro. To make it to this level, everybody's good. So, you know, when I hear Pod say that, yeah, I want to be better than Stephen Curry, or I don't know if he ever said that, or, you know, I want to be this or that. I don't like that crap. I don't like it. It hurts my ears. But when I see him out there standing in front of 280-pound forwards, giving his body up, taking charges, being a great teammate, I like that. So I root for Pods. The great Vicky, he says, hit the like button and subscribe to Frank's channel because he's horrible at marketing. Thank you, Vicky. Appreciate you. I love this name. Tuna Bomb, how you doing? I have never seen a player have a bigger leash than Pods. Unbelievable. No doubt about that. I can't do no more. I mean, again, it's not Pods' fault. But yeah, you're right. And if you are a teammate, Tuna Bomb, and you see this, wouldn't that infuriate you? Just a competitor in you? No explanation, no nothing, you know. That would be tough, but you got to do it. You got to be professional. Smash that like button and subscribe, everybody. Let's get Frank to 1K. That would be amazing. I remember talking to Larry Kruger, I don't know, maybe about 3 years ago when he started his channel. And you guys know Larry Kruger has over 66,000 listeners now. Literally one of the most successful independent sports podcasts in the country. Because he's truly independent. Question it. But I remember when we were talking in the conversation, and he was just like, yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. Most people never get to 1,000. Of all the podcasts in the world, very few people get to 1,000 subscribers. If I got to 1,000 subscribers, that would be like 100,000 for me. Because all of my energy and all of my time is spent in content, not in doing any other stuff, marketing, clickbait. I don't do all that crap. I don't do any of that. None of that. I don't talk about people. I don't do any of that. It's all about sports and what I think is interesting. So to get to 1,000 would be like 100,000 to me. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that. Okay. Teddy G in the house. What's up? I don't think it's the camera lens. Teddy. I don't think so. I think that it's something with the connection that I didn't do at the start. I apologize. But it's, I don't think, no, it's not. Is it the camera list? You might be right, because it's getting clearer, right? Wow. How did you know that? Teddy, you're not going to charge me for producing my show, are you? Wow. It's still foggy. That's a little better, though. I just wiped it down a little bit. This has been an incredible show. So I'm disappointed that the visuals, although, I mean, you know, I'm not much to look at. Anyway, thank you. But I'll make sure it's better next week. Vicky says, the Knicks aren't playing as well as I thought they would. That's true, Vicky, but they're playing better now. I'd rather them be playing their best basketball at the end of the year. Key says, who's a better pure scorer? LeBron or KD? Oh, KD. It's not even close. KD's a much better scorer. KD and Curry are the best pure scorers. LeBron is the Wilt, Shaq, Moses of today. Let me tell you a story, and this is going to blow you away, for those who haven't heard it before. I saw LeBron James as a 16-year-old. I'm going to tell you something. LeBron James is, I mean, maybe Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was Lou Alcindor. I'm obviously not old enough to have seen him at that age. LeBron James was the best 16-year-old that I've ever seen in my life. This dude, he had not grown into like the mammoth human being he is now, but he was 6'6", probably about 200 pounds. He was, in his best position as a 16-year-old was point guard. That was his best position. It was point guard. And guess what? He had the prettiest shooting form. Textbook. LeBron James right now shoots nothing like he did as a 15, 16-year-old. You ask anybody who's known LeBron James for a long period of time, and they will like, yeah, Red, you're right. His form was perfect. LeBron James would have been, as great a player as he became is amazing, because he's really not a good shooter. LeBron James went back and watched Michael Jordan. Remember when Michael Jordan started fading and contorting himself, and it took this 45-degree angle and turned it into something else. So all of a sudden, LeBron had like this wind-up doll effect on his shot, and he lost his shot. LeBron James is a natural 70-some-odd% free throw shooter, which is awful for somebody with his talent. It's one of the most incredible things I've ever seen before. LeBron James' form was textbook. His release point was perfect. It was right in front of his face. 45. It was beautiful. But then he lost it. That's why he can't shoot free throws. He's never shot 80% from the free throw line. All of those great players, Michael Jordan shot 88% from the free throw line. Kobe Bryant shot around 86, 87. LeBron should be in the 80s in free throw shooting, but he lost his shot. I'm not wrong. SGA, what's up, brother? How you doing? Love the work you're doing with Sai. I'd rather have Ant-Man than LeBron. Ant-Man is the prince of Minneapolis. He's going nowhere. LeBron's daughter, Zuri. Yeah, I'm impressed with that wonderful young girl. How impressive is she? She's very impressive. She has it all going. wish nothing but the best for her in all her endeavors and whatever she decides to do. But she looks like a real talent. Probably in multiple sports. It's great seeing her out and about. GG, Shadow. Your boy Cyrus' entire game is talking smack. I can teach a coworker of mine to do that. Okay. Kerr didn't develop anyone for us. We already had a big three and then got KD. Good coach, not good at talent evaluation or developing. You can build an argument about that. I don't think he would totally deny it. I'm on the island of Oahu, born and raised, brother. Once again, man, I love you, man. I love you. I love you, brother. You know, keep doing good work in the world. Keep spreading joy from the island. All right? Thank you. Tuna Bomb. No way I trade Luka for Tatum. Luka absolutely hates playing with phony LeBron. Next year the kid will ball and enjoy a beer. Or 2 or 3. That's funny. You know what? A lot of people feel that way, though. I don't feel that way. If the Lakers, you know, quote, get rid of LeBron, if I'm the Warriors, I'd take him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. You know how good the Warriors would be with LeBron, Steph, and Jimmy Butler? Are you kidding me? Podge had a couple of games last week where he scored 15 and had 15 rebounds. Why so much hate for him? Because he talks a lot. That's why. Because he talks a lot. If Podge had the personality of Pat Spencer, he'd be a folk hero. People know how hard it is to play in the NBA. They know only the very best get that opportunity. So when they see somebody who's obviously good, but kind of acts like, yeah, you know, like I'm one of those guys, they don't like it. I'm a big fan of your content. I appreciate that, man. You said that. I really appreciate it. I really do. And again, keep shining, man. Know the truth. I love that name. How you doing? Kaminga cooking in the ATL. Shaking my head. Oh, man. I mean, with all those rabid fans down there with all that money in Atlanta, all those lemon pepper wings, are you kidding me? Yo. The Hawks are going to have a Magic City night. T.I. is going to perform at halftime. Oh, my God. Kaminga needs security down there, man. I mean, they got to, well, here's your hotel, here's your apartment, here's the gym. Keep it continue. Tuna Bomb. My brother saw LeBron at 16 at Jordan's camp in Santa Barbara. He said he was the best player in the gym. First of all, the NBA All-Stars there. Yo. So you saw him at 16. You know I'm not lying, right? His shot as a 16-year-old looks nothing like it looks right now. He had perfect form. Perfect. Hit me up. We'll see. Hit me up. Pod started something with posts. Yeah, somebody had to step in between that, right? Yeah, I saw that. You know, I mean, you're not gonna be best friends in spite of what they want you to believe. You're not gonna be best friends with every teammate. And I can understand why some people could get annoyed with putting posts. I can see that very easily. I wanted to talk. I was actually under the weather the past couple of days, and I've never done this before, but I don't like taking medicine. Right? I'm one of those, I don't know, crappy curmudgeons that let my body heal it. I don't like taking medicine if I can avoid it. So I had a runny nose, and then that turned into a fever, which is kind of problematic, right? And I got into bed literally at 6 o'clock on Friday. And I didn't get out of the bed until Saturday morning at around 9 o'clock. So I slept like for 15 hours. And after 6 or 7 hours, I started to know the fever was going down. So whatever I was trying to do has worked. And I'm just amazed by the human body's ability to heal itself for some things. So, you know, I feel great about that. I really do. But because I was under the weather, I wasn't able to go to a movie this weekend, which is okay. I'll fix that. I'll double up. But I want to talk to you also about J. Cole. For the hip hop fans out there, J. Cole. And I want to say this about J. Cole. J. Cole is unquestionably one of the great artists of his era. And one of the best talents in the history of hip hop. There's no doubt about that. And I mean, I really admire his ability to do it all. Now, he could be the best artist producer in hip hop of all time. It's not a long list. You got J. Cole, who seemingly produces most of his stuff, certainly writes most of his stuff, if not everything. Kanye doesn't write all his rhymes, but he does produce, and he does write songs. It's not like he doesn't do writing, he does write. And the third person who is kind of low key with it, but has produced some monster tracks, and I think he fancies himself as a hell of a producer because he is, and that's Eminem. Eminem does not get the respect that he deserves as a producer, but he's one of the best writers in the history of rap. And he's produced some incredible songs. He probably produces most of his all of his songs. But I think J. Cole stands up against anybody as a producer, rapper. And I wanted to give it up to him because while I would never compare myself to J. Cole as an artist, what I will say that we are on the same vein from a mental perspective. Engaging in battles, when rappers get into battles or they go back and forth and they're talking and things get personal, that's like throwing meat, to the lions. People like that stuff. Why? I don't know why. I mean, try to go write a rhyme. Try to go write a song. See how hard that stuff is. See how hard it is. J. Cole was like, nah, I'm gonna tap out. This is really not stimulating to me. So he got out of any potential battles with Kendrick or Drake. I'm not doing that. I'm gonna go work on my double album. And I'm happy that he did that, but he took some backlash. But he didn't take any backlash from his fans. And that just kind of to show you that there's still some great hip hop fans out there that are starving for great music and great artistry. And J. Cole proved that once again. I'm not surprised, but I wanted to big him up for that because he sold 300,000 streams and albums his first week. He's responsible for JID, one of the truly breakthrough young rappers in the game has come up. J. Cole is making it happen. I'm very, very impressed with him, and he'd be incredible to work with because you got to bring your game. The joint he did with one of my favorite rappers, Royce the 5'9", a couple of years ago, stellar. He's worked with 21 Savage. The guy is just an incredible artist and a legitimate baller too, a legitimate basketball player. So those are my thoughts on that particular topic. I love how you guys step in to help me out because I can't think of everything. TG said I was subscriber 5. Oh. Know the truth. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. DJ Quick and Daz, badass producers, no doubt about that. I think we probably know commercially more of what DJ Quick has done, and he certainly deserves to be on that list. There's no doubt about it. I mean, and Quick is another guy who really doesn't promote everything that he's done, but that dude got a boatload of hits for other people. He's probably worked on stuff in studio that he may or may not got credit for, but he's had a fabulous career, and I thank you for acknowledging him. Young West, how you doing? You're never too late to step in the dungeon, brother. Thank you. I'm like Frank Rat spitting game right now. It's all good. Shadal, SGA, I don't like this when you just galvanize the chat, dude. Get a couple of chats in there. You're not even talking really about, you don't bring anything to the show, so please stop doing that. Tuna Bomb, I'd rather listen to Stakes is High from De La Soul than any Kendrick any day. Stakes is High is dope. I'm going to say 3 Feet High and Rising is my favorite De La album. That was their first album. So many incredible songs on that album. Just incredible. De La Soul, I think sonically, they're one of the best hip-hop groups ever. They know what sounds good sonically and musically. They don't make bad musical choices. And, we can have conversations for hours about artists who do make bad choices musically. De La Soul does not. Whenever they come out with new music, the tracks are incredible. Off their new album, my favorite song is The Package, produced by Pete Rock. Sonically, that song is dope. It's a great record. I can't wait for De La to be in my vicinity. I'm gonna definitely go check them out. We are both from Long Island. They're from Westbury. I'm from Hempstead. So it Stakes is High is dope. No doubt about that. Vicky says March 7th is the WNBA a hard day to get the season started on time. Yeah, Vicky, it's interesting. I'm confident that they will have a season, and one of the outcomes of what's happening around the world right now, I think is going to factor in on that decision. I don't feel good about that, but I think it will be a factor because this is not the time, I think, to be traveling anywhere right now. I think you want to be right here in your own country. I just believe that. I travel to other countries, but things are turbulent right now. So I think that's going to factor in on an agreement. I don't think it's going to be the main reason why, but I think it will be a factor. Do you remember OG Parrish from San Francisco? Absolutely. Oh yeah, yeah. I know Parrish. Yeah. We've been in the same. You know, if I saw him right now, I'll say what's up to him. Parrish went to UC Davis, by the way. We get some new listeners also, which is kind of cool. You guys know I'm a rapper also, right? Check out Frank Red. Go to Frank Red on YouTube. San Quinn, Forte, OG legends from Frisco, no doubt. I should see rapping Forte at the San Francisco airport quite a bit. When he had his breakthrough, dude was working. He was traveling all around the country, probably all around the world, doing his joint. And I mean, I love it, man. Rapping Forte, numerous others as well. I should know San Quinn, but Forte was more relevant to me, the music he was putting out. But there's been so many artists in the Bay Area who I dig. When is your new song coming out? I have a studio session next Sunday, and I can't wait. This song is incredible. I'm a real tough critic, so I wouldn't say that if I didn't believe it. But yeah, because this song kind of takes me back to some of the stuff I used to do earlier in my career. But I'm working on the timeline with my producer and his studio. So life kind of gets in the way sometimes. So I have to kind of work around that. But I got a session next weekend. We're going to finish the song. We're going to master it. And then I got to do like the business stuff and all that. But this is March 1st. I'm going to work real hard to make sure it's out by April 15th. And that's the latest. It could be out even sooner than that. But yeah, thank you. I appreciate you. And thanks for supporting me. It's coming out. Dylan says, with March here, who do you got winning the NCAA championship? As a Michigan alumni, I got to go with my boy, the Maize and Blue. They're playing their asses off right now, but Duke looks nasty too. Both of those teams are really good. I'm going to say this. I would not bet against UConn. And I'm a little biased because, you know, I'm a New York guy. And my first exposure to the Hurleys was Mr. Hurley, their dad, as a high school coach. One of the few, I think it might be three, he's a high school coach and he's in the Hall of Fame. That tells you how impactful Bob Hurley Sr. was. So I was a big fan of Bob Hurley Sr. And I mean the fact that his sons have been successful coaches, particularly Danny. Bobby is still kind of trying to figure it out. But I'm not surprised that Danny is wildly successful. And I think they got a real shot this year because they execute in the half court better than any NCAA team in the game right now. You could argue that there are teams that have more talent. Maybe Michigan, maybe Duke. But their half-court execution, I'm going to say offensively and defensively, is better than anybody. And as a coach, as a player, I watch that stuff. They have a history of winning. They got role players. They're tough. I haven't made my mind up yet, but UConn is very impressive to me right now. Aesthetically, offensively, I love the way Illinois play, but they too slow. They don't play defense. Michigan has a real chance. Duke, I don't think Duke's going to win because I think that their success is predicated really on scoring. I don't think they're a great defensive team. I don't. That pressure that they try to employ against really good teams could get them in a real bad position. Like, I think a team like Michigan State could beat Duke in the NCAA tournament because Michigan State is probably the smartest team in the NCAA to me. I love their point guard. Love Fears. I love their role players. So it's going to be really interesting. Florida is good. I can't wait. It's going to be great. And I'm going to give you a dark horse. Not to win it all. But this St. Mary's team that Randy Bennett has this year, oh, they're different. This St. Mary's team is different. Mikey Lewis, if you watched the game last night when they destroyed Gonzaga, I played ball with his dad. His dad had damn near 40-inch vertical. That young man is stepping up and playing at a level that not many people thought he could play at. And I can't wait to see more. But St. Mary's now are evolving into not just a cohesive, connected offensive and defensive team. No, they got guys who can step out and create shots and do things that we haven't seen before. So keep your eye on St. Mary's. It would not surprise me if St. Mary's got beyond the Sweet 16 this year. They've made it as far as that. But I can see St. Mary's getting to a Final 8 game or, let's dream, man. This is a hell of a team. They really are. They're really good. I watch a lot of ball. You guys might notice that. Young West, K-Pool, FM station, still around. Yeah, K-Pool's dope. I have one of my records played on K-Pool. Big fan of Michigan. I'm a big Michigan fan. I love Michigan's women's team. Love them. I love how they play. Holloway, Olsen. You're like, Red, how the hell you know? Yo, dude, I watch ball. That's what I do. I don't care if it's men or women. I love Michigan's team. They lost a tough game to Iowa last week, but Michigan is going to be a problem, the women's and the men. Dylan, the Hurleys remind me a lot of the Harbaughs from football. Great coaching families. I agree with that. Although Bobby got to figure it out real quick. Tuna Bomb, UConn and Michigan State have more dynamic guards than Duke and Michigan. That plays NCAA. I totally agree with you. Totally agree. I mean, Fears is an extension of Izzo. I mean, literally, Fears. I think that he has to be one of Izzo's most treasured and famous and favorite point guards next to Mateen Cleaves. Because whether or not this kid could make it to the NBA, I don't know. But he is a quintessential college point guard. And when I watch him play and all of this noise about, well, it's positionless basketball. No, it's not. If you're really good at what you do, you can define your position. Do you think that if Rajon Rondo came into the NBA right now, he wouldn't be Rajon Rondo? He would be. You define yourself as a player, and you can define your position. You think Chris Paul coming into the league right now would not be point guard? He would be. I don't buy that. Vicky says, I still remember the Chris Webber game. Man, it still hurts. Yep. It does. Dylan, I love how big Michigan plays and how hard they crash the glass. It's such a contrast watching the Warriors play and get bullied around. Yeah, man. You got to be willing to throw them things, man. You have to. Figuratively on the court. I mean, boxing out. I mean, yeah, man. You have to. Young West, the only way Cal can get in the tournament is if they win the ACC tournament. hopefully they'll get invited to the NIT. As great a year as Cal has had, I think getting into the NIT would kind of suck. I really do. I think that they deserve to be in the tournament. I guess they did. Did they lose yesterday? I didn't see the score on that. I think Pippen from Cal may get drafted in the second round in the future. Yeah, he's small. He's about 6'2", but he's a player. There's no doubt about that. I have went longer tonight than I anticipated, but it's because of you. This has been an incredible show. In spite of the foggy screen, and I will get that corrected. I apologize. I really do. That's on me. But the content has been crazy. So maybe if you just listen to it, and I have to look at my mug, then you can get a great experience. If you had to endure the visuals and the sound, and you made it through, thank you. I really appreciate you. I want to thank you all for helping me for a couple of hours, take my mind off what's really important. And I look forward to talking to you in the near future. Hit the like button if you have not done so, and subscribe to the program. I'm going to do my thing, and I'm going to get out of here. All right? Look at the last couple in. Agree, Red. With all the bigs coming in vogue in the NBA, point guard's got to be next. Yes. Big Frank, who do you think goes number one in the draft pre-March Madness? AJ DeBonza. In spite of the Peterson noise, and I'm happy that Peterson is playing because all that stuff is crazy. But I just think that if I'm wrong on AJ DeBonza, I'm really wrong. I think he's the number one pick. Thank you, Vicky. Vicky, I'm so happy that you're able to listen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Dylan, appreciate you, Frank. See you next week. Thank you, brother. Yep, me too. This is dope. All right. Success in getting paid is a manifestation of the whole process. If you as an individual don't do things to help other people make their lives better, as far as I'm concerned, you haven't done nothing. Everybody go out and have a great week. Be safe. It's crazy out there right now. I love y'all. Peace. Good night.